So, Battle of the Blocks, who were you guys, I'm curious, were you guys rooting for any particular set of nominations? I was actually, I wanted Zach to be safe because I like Zach as a player, but...
No, I mean, that's how I was. I can't even lie or anything. Like, I'm trying to... this is exactly what I was talking about. It's hard to justify why I'm still, like, Team Zach, but I did want him to win. So when I saw that corner, that edge that he thought was going to fall correctly, when you need to have, like, I don't know, 3 in a turn, and it was only, like, what, 2? And it wasn't really going to hit. Like, if you sat there and looked at it, that was not, you're not playing dominoes correctly. It was kind of like, you know what, you didn't even deserve that. You didn't want it.
You know what, that competition, I could actually believe that he threw. Yeah, he threw that one and didn't throw HOH.
I want to stay on this block, so I'm sorry about a Jocasta.
I think I would have liked to see Zach and Jocasta safe because if worst case scenario, Victoria leaves, that's still a win-win for me. Like, at least Jocasta is like, you know, she wouldn't backstab Donnie, whereas Victoria is just like, she's just climbing on anyone's back that'll let her. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and like Donnie's not going to put up Nicole or Hayden. So it would have definitely been maybe a safer week. Keith, what do you got?
My finger's pointing in your face and I am waving it back and forth because let the record show, Jacob. Jocasta was out of the HOH competition, the easiest HOH competition, round 1. Like, you're saying that it's a win-win if Victoria leaves. It's a win-win if Jocasta leaves. She has done nothing in the game. She's completely at the same level as Victoria, and that's why she's a pawn this week. So if Jocasta leaves this week, she's irrelevant. She would be I would be completely fine with Jocasta or Victoria leaving this week.
All right. I'm not saying Jocasta's gonna win the freaking game, but
what are you saying then?
I'm saying that, like, wouldn't you agree that Jocasta is at least loyal to Donnie?
Yeah, I would say so.
And so, like, that's a vote for that side, whereas Victoria, she just does what, like, Derek or Frankie or even Zach tell her. So worst case scenario, she leaves. That's still a number for them, and it's like, at least we still get an irrelevant player out. At least with Jocasta, like, that's a vote for a big move. Like, she would vote out Zach. She would vote out Caleb. Victoria isn't looking out for Victoria. I mean, it's just like we're comparing.
It's here, it's there. I mean, it's here, it's there. But at the end of the day, neither girl is influencing the house in any way. And I'm actually more inclined to see what Victoria would do because she can, like, literally be pulled by Hayden or pulled by Derek or pulled by Nicole, and she would probably do anything as long as she could remain safe. And so I'm actually more interested to see what Victoria could do because at least. Let's look at the record. She won a veto competition. I mean, I know what you're going to say, Erine, and I completely understand, but let the record show she won a veto competition. At the end of the day, she had that veto around her neck. Jocasta had absolutely no influence in the game at all. 0, none. So I'm okay with Jocasta leaving over Victoria.
I won't be okay with that. Let the record show. But I don't understand why both of you are okay with Jocasta or Victoria leaving in a non-detonator bomb squad HOH ring. I don't think that Jocasta or Victoria should leave this week. Personally, I feel like that's a failure. If somebody from the detonators or bomb squad doesn't leave this week, I think that it's a failure. No matter what.
I completely agree with that. I'm just saying, like, worst case scenario, because Jocasta.
It's not a worst case scenario. It's black or it's white.
It's failure.
It's failure. It's success.
No, that's fair. I completely agree with that.
I hear what Erin's saying, but at the same time, Nicole and Donnie just don't know what's going on in the house, and I understand that. You don't
have to know. It can still be a failure or a success.
What I'm saying, Erine, what I'm saying is that I completely understand giving Battle of the Block circumstances that if Jocasta or Victoria go home, it's not Nicole's fault. It's Jocasta and Victoria's fault.
I'm not saying who's followed it, but your reign is still a failure.
And you can
add and subtract and all that stuff.
And that's my concern with putting someone like Jocasta on the block, because, like, if she's on the block, she has a chance to go home. Like, I don't care, like, how solid you are. If you're on the block, you have a chance to go home. And so, by putting someone like that up, it's really risky for someone trying to make a move against someone that could be really well connected in the house. And yeah, there is the battle block concern, but you got plenty of people to choose from. And if you and Donnie are on the same page, it's like, we got to get one of these people out, then it doesn't matter who wins. Like, yeah, two are going to be safe, but, like, let's say Caleb and Cody are safe. You still got Frankie. You've got Zach. You've got Derek. And, hey, if you want to take out one of their puppets or whatever, you've got Victoria. So, I don't know. Like, I totally understand, and I agree that, you've got to put someone up because of Battle of the Block. I'm just saying it's going to be really, really bad for Nicole if she makes a clutch win, like, at this moment, and Jocasta leaves.
I think it would be bad for Nicole if she put up 2 threatening people, maybe even 3 if the veto was used, and then she would be evicted immediately the following week. Yeah, she had a successful HOH reign, but you're gone the following week for nominating 3 threats. So I think long-term, Nicole didn't make a bad situation or a bad move this week, regardless if it's a success or a failure. You can only have so many people coming after you, and at least she's not going to have the entire alliance go after her. She's only going to have Zach. Derek was fine with him being nominated. Frankie's fine with anybody but me. So I think Nicole is doing just fine nominating Jocasta and Zach.
Wait, are you defending Nicole's game to me? I never thought this would happen.
I am. Oh, it's more so Hayden's game. Let's just put that out there, because Hayden was the one who made nominations this week.
Hayden now having kind of a strategic edit. It was really refreshing to see that.
Yeah.
You guys want to go into some segments?
I mean, I guess so. Although we didn't mention this, but. So, in the Battle of the Block where they had to take 3 punishments, one of them being that they'd have to shave their head, which is it's so funny that they were like, oh, only one person has to do it. And I'm like, I know one person has to do it, because they were going to have guy-girl pairs, and you were going to make the girls shave their hair. I know you're not going to do that.
See, Erine, can I just butt in? Like, if I was in the house and I was paired with a girl and we won that competition, I would stand there and say, I'm not going to shave my head. I mean, I'll do it. I mean, I would do it outside of the circumstance, but I'm not shaving my head. How bad do you want to stay? If not, then we can both be nominated this week. I would make a scene. I would not care about my gameplay at that point. I want to see this girl have with the bald head. That would be amazing.
Thank you, Zach. But I just thought it was really funny. And I don't know if people really caught on to it because, some people just aren't that...
basic.
Yeah, basic. But, Caleb, I can't believe they even had Caleb do DRs during that, because he was wearing... Okay, there was I think it was even earlier in the episode where he was wearing a hoodie. And he looked like he was ready to, fight somebody, like boxer style, like a shadow. Like he's really far behind or back in his hoodie, so you can't really see a lot that's going on there. AKA, they brought that diary room after the Battle of the Block competition to talk about something that happened before the Battle of the Block competition. And then when he was talking about the Battle of the Block competition, he had his hat on. But like, if he didn't have shaved head, it would be like all of his hair was tucked into his hat, and you were just like, oh, I guess that's okay. But really, his head was shaved, and they were trying to play me. But I looked and I could tell.
Big reveal.
You got to know the BB edits and how they ask you stuff that happened, 4 days ago. So
yeah, Joey was actually in that competition. They just had to edit her.
Yeah, they did edit the crap out of her.
Okay, it is time for what you gonna do, girl. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do, girl?
See the black
girl
not you. And I'm gonna talk about a player that we've kind of agreed over the last couple of weeks, who's probably in one of the best positions of the house. Derek, what you gonna do, girl? What you gonna do? It is the first time in this game that someone from your close alliance is not in power, and you don't have to tell us. We know you are freaking out. Listen, Derek, it's not about how you handle being in power. It's all about how you handle not being in power. How you show people what you're like when you don't have control. And if you're freaking out and if you're being really weird, trying to throw people under the bus, then you might be in trouble. If people see you freaking out, that's going to make them freak out. If you're nervous, that makes them nervous, and it makes them want to put you on the block. My advice to you is let it happen. Their HOH, someone's going to go up and someone's going to go home. You just have to stay cool, make them feel like they're not threatened by you. Frankie is doing a good job of absorbing all this attention, and you know what? Let him have it. That's what you need. You need to show them that you do not have any intention of going after them, that you are calm, you're collective. You're fine that they want HOH. It's fine, because you should trust them, and they should trust you. Because if they're HOH and you're freaking out, well, then that shows them, well, why is Derek freaking out? Why is he nervous that I want HOH? That shows a lot. Body language, the way you talk, the way you act around people could speak volumes. So you need to relax, let this week take its course, and plan for the next step. That's what you got to do.
I also want to just input a little comment, Jacob, because you hit the nail on the head. Maybe Derek could take notes from his final two partner, Cody, that in soccer, it's not about what you do when you have the ball, it's what you do when you don't have the ball. You're not supposed to just stand there. You have to go start making plans, start making courses. It's not about what you do when you have power, it's about what you do when you don't have power. Big Brother Basics, lesson from Dr. Will Season 2. Come on. It's like, you don't need... That's it.
Didn't have power at all that season. I was just walking around like, I own this house. Okay, so it's time for your daughter and your mama. Your daughter and your mama.
And your daughter and your mother are too. Your daughter and your mother. Your daughter and your mother.
And I had a little bit of a tough time to see who I was going to go after, just because I've gone after some people very hard. We can, flashback to me going off on almost everybody in the house. But I think I'm just going to go after a couple of people. Just a little quick, short, little tidbits, a little backhand for you, a little slap for you. First, I want to talk to Cody, because I know you're working the house right now. You're playing the best game possible. But I really think that you aren't doing anything. And the thing is, Cody is basically relying on his relationship with Derek, which, that's not going to work for this week. Derek can't even control himself, his, reaction when he's on power. So how is it going to help you, Cody? You literally aren't doing anything this week. I need for Cody to actually play the game as if Derek wasn't there. Because Cody's not playing a winning game. He's playing a runner-up game, and I feel like in his head, he thinks that he and Derek are just going to go to the final two. And I would hope that towards the end, if it were to come to that, he'd realize, oh, I can't actually beat Derek. I need to change things up. I need to make some powerful moves, or I need to get rid of Derek. So I just need Cody to get that together, to get his life together, because he should be able to see, even from this stage, 11 people in the house, that you aren't going to beat Derek. That's what you should do. Now let's go to Frankie, who is usually playing a really good game, but as we've already talked about this episode, there's a difference between playing a good game and then overplaying a game and being in everybody's ear. It's kind of like a Victoria, like the different spectrums of it, and it's Victoria on one side not having any power, running to everybody, and then there's Frankie who's had power but still running to everybody unnecessarily. You can be friends with everybody, low key, but you don't have to be like, oh my god, girl, I missed you. Oh my gosh, Zach, sleep with me. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna lay with the girls over here. Oh my gosh, I love the bomb squad. Everywhere, every single time there's some strategy going in. I give him credit where credit's due. That's how he got, invited to all these alliances, because he was everywhere. You can't form an alliance without Frankie, because Frankie's in everybody's room, in everybody's group. But that's what's going to get him targeted. And I don't think Derek's going to get targeted for a while until these like final 7, final 8 dealio. I didn't think Frankie was going to get targeted until that same period, until Nicole was like putting on her glasses, taking off her germ retard, and was like, "Oh, I see you watching me, Frankie, because you're always everywhere and you're around everybody." So I think Frankie needs to just step it back and let people come to him. If they're comfortable with him, then they'll come to him, because him coming to everybody and everybody's business and asking where everybody, who are you nominating, are you in, are you out, like all this stuff, he just needs to back up. And then I want to throw a little bit of reverse psychology on you, Kayla, because you won Battle of the Block, therefore you are safe this week. What are you doing? What are you going to be doing for the week? Because if I were Caleb, he's had a time in this house, and him being safe this week, which is really good. Obviously, can't leave, and we're getting to a point, as we've said, where things are starting to shift. We've seen one big side of the house just attack and send people home, and this week that side is vulnerable. And I think Caleb's best interest is to go and start making better relationships on one-on-ones, because I think he thinks that his relationships with the guys are stronger than it actually is. Most of those relationships aren't really there. You would think that Caleb would recognize that Frankie is with everyone. I think Caleb thinks the strongest alliance is with Frankie, and Frankie will throw him to the wolves like nothing. I feel like you come a dime a dozen. You don't think I could get another house guest to be my friend? Like, really? You're nothing to me, Caleb. You're nothing. So I think Caleb really needs to get some people on his side. I mean, even if that means getting the Victoria, if y'all bonded during the Battle of the Block, like, get Victoria on your side. I mean, that's at least a vote. So I just think Caleb has a lot of free time the rest of this week, and he needs to mend some fences that he really didn't try to build, and work his game from there. And that is y'all's daughters and y'all's mamas, because I know some of y'all have daughters and mamas. Not as important as Devin's, which I will bring up, but still.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Erine. I loved it. And you actually offered some solutions, too.
I liked it.
Here's your problem. Here's your solution. Here's a path to get there.
And you know what's funny? Is that they're just going to basically, like, Devin dice block that path. Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, 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 boom. No, I will go my own way.
Out the door.
Thank you, Julie.
All right, well, I actually just went to this nice little new vegan restaurant, and it was very delicious, and they had desserts. So it's time to serve up some cake.
Anybody want cake?
All right.
It better be vegan, because
it is, and it's cheesecake with blueberry drizzle. So what I'm going to talk about, it was absolutely my favorite part of the episode, the nomination ceremony. So we have Nicole, who had practiced reading a teleprompter once before. She sits up there. Like, I think I'm going to do extra credit and try to find the footage. But she stands up there trying to read first person safest. Like, I am busting up laughing. Like, clearly, this is, like, the worst acting I've ever seen in my entire life. It's reminding me of her pretending to be a stripper, like, to Hayden. Like, it was just plain awful. Just bad. Like, Nicole, oh my gosh. You can't just say, like, make it sound interesting. Like, you have to say, make it seem like you are bored out of your mind nominating these two people for your eviction. I thought you were a hot mess. On the other side of the coin, girl, you nailed your nomination speech, and boy, did Zach start stomping off being upset. You utilized the same exact speech that Zach used against you a week before, and you did it in such a way that was, like, still really likable. And you got the house on your side. I mean, everybody was giving you props after your nomination speech saying that you nailed it. Yeah, good job, high five. And Zach was in the pantry like moping. Like, you did what you needed to do, Nicole. So great nomination speech. However, the whole like ritualistic aspect of Big Brother, I thought as a super fan you would like already know how to say like what's been said 15 seasons past, but you know, you didn't do your homework there. But you know, your nomination speech afterwards where you got your creative freedom, that definitely worked out. And then on Zach, with your reactions, like, you are so easy. Like, you're so predictable. Like, if we want to have a reaction from you, let's just say something that you don't think. And then you're going to start thinking about how you don't think that way and just start, like, causing a storm over absolutely nothing. You said you wanted to be on the nomination chair. You say you don't want to be on the nomination chair. You call her a Fruit Loop dingus. You're upset that she's not calling you the villain of the game because all we see is Dick's picture. That was gold. And you are upset because you're really not as relevant as you think you are? I mean, it's facts. It is what it is. It's black and it's white. And you're not it. So, Zach, I mean, you can do whatever you want to do because that's what you're going to do anyway. But just know that you will never, ever be on Dick's level for villain of the season. And that is the cake that we have served up today.
Yes. I'm really excited about these next 2 episodes. I think it's going to be a really interesting week. I think there's a lot of different stuff that can happen, and ultimately I think the double eviction could be really, really game-changing. If you guys had to pick who's going home during the double, who would you say?
Donnie, be careful.
Everybody knows that I've been saying double eviction, Donnie is in the worst position. He's a comp threat. He's a quick, easy nomination. So in hindsight, it was absolutely great that Nicole remained HOH and Donnie lost, so he still has a chance to compete in the HOH competition.
I agree. I'm very nervous for Donnie. I think it also depends who goes home in the first vote. Like, let's say they do manage to pull out the back door on Frankie. I think Donnie's still in trouble, though. I think Zach is in trouble if he doesn't go home before.
What I'd absolutely love is if...
I think Donnie...
Be careful, Frankie. You might be in trouble, too.
Yeah, Frankie's in trouble, too. I think those are the 3. I think if I had to say 3 people, Frankie, Zach, Donnie, or maybe even Victoria, you know, it could be like an Ashley from BB16, you know, something like someone wins and they're just like, oh, I'm just going to do the same thing, which is dumb. It's double eviction.
You want to throw somebody out when they don't respect it.
We need some JUDD evictions up in here.
That's what I think. I think we're going to see a Judd-like eviction. Donnie's going to get put up. Everyone's going to be crying like a bunch of little basic bitches and send them home.
I would be ecstatic if Cody went home this week. Like, you don't even know. Like, I would break Twitter with my tweets that season. I mean, like, that would be the biggest, like, that would be the biggest shocker, like, no one has ever seen coming. Like, that would be so amazing.
Okay, so before we wrap up, I think we're about to enter, we're in jury phase right now. So I just want to get y'all's thoughts. Who do you think is playing the best game and the worst game currently? Keith, I'll start with you.
I mean, I'll start when I'm ready, because this was really, really, like, I need to think about my answers.
Okay, what about you, Erine?
I'm gonna give worst game my awards, my medals. I'm gonna give worst game to Zach at the moment because he's just everywhere. He's here nor there, and it's everywhere. Best game. Because of the way they were acting this week, I'm going to hand the best game medal to Hayden. You can take that. Take it.
That's good. That's good. What about you, Keith?
Now that I thought about it, too, I mean, I'm going to go with Hayden for best game as well. He's somebody actually also new that we kind of are being able to see in the spotlight a little bit more, so that's nice. And he's not as clueless as, say, a Cody. So I love that. I think Hayden's playing a great game despite not being in these big alliances. He's still doing an absolutely great job inside the house. On the flip side, another floater that I think is playing the worst game is Christine, because she has all these cards and she's basically saying that she has like a pair when she actually has like a full house. So she's not playing the cards that she's being dealt correctly at all, and it's definitely going to come back and bite her in the end. So, in my opinion, I think Christine is at the way bottom of the pack just because she's having this opportunity and not seizing the moment. And I know if I were in her position, like, shit would be flipped so fast. Like, this week would have been completely different results, different nominees. Like, it would have been completely insane.
Worst game, I was gonna give it to Jocasta, but after Erine went, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Zach too. I think if he doesn't go home this week, I think he's probably going home during the double. He's just too reckless. No one wants to work with him. He's purely in there as a meat shield. Best game, Hayden was good. It's good to see that, but I think I still at this moment have to give it to Derek, just because how big of a threat he is. Yet no one really seems to have him on their radar. But I like where Hayden's going, and I'm really rooting for him in these following weeks.
I would actually be heartbroken if Hayden was the person that was evicted in double eviction.
That would be like the biggest shocker.
Like
oh snap!
Yeah,
I don't think anyone in the house even saw that coming.
Like if Nicole and Hayden find themselves on the block, and then Hayden's the one voted out, that would be crazy.
Yeah, man.
That would be very crazy. So I'm really excited. You guys, make sure you live tweet with us Wednesday and Thursday night. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on this week, so you definitely do not want to miss it, and you definitely want to be tweeting with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, make sure to check out our next episode where we go over not only the veto and the eviction, but also the double eviction. We're going to have a ton of stuff to cover, so you definitely want to make sure you check it out when it comes out. You guys have anything?
I do want to say that this Wednesday in my job, somebody tried to schedule a meeting during Big Brother from 8 to 9, and I responded saying, Big Brother is on from 8 to 9. We will not be having a meeting then. So just know that I have y'all's back, Big Brother Basics fan crew. Got you.
Look at you.
That's great. That's dedication. I like it.
And then I sent them an Amanda gift.
This week.
You've been carrying your weight for this alliance.
Girl, I know.
Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, stay basic.
Stay basic.
Stay basic.